And so inside of all of that...
There is no real inside, but we understand what you mean.
Within, yes.
There's no within, but we understand what you mean. There's no inside, there's no outside.
Okay.
It just is. Remember, the discussions of these things are being discussed in linear space-time language.
Yes.
The truth of it is, there's really nothing there to discuss. There's nothing that can be discussed. You can discuss the symbols of it, but not the thing itself, because the thing itself just is. Doesn't require any discussion. It just is. Is this making some sense?
Yes.
And so, is there still a question?
There are multiple races.
Are you talking about on Earth? Or throughout creation?
Throughout creation.
Yes, of course.
And, for example, your race...
Yes.
Are there higher dimensional alien beings who are helping to guide your race?
Absolutely. One of our primary guides is the non-physical consciousness associated with the star system of Sirius.
And they're helping you evolve?
Absolutely. Just as someone is helping them, just as someone is helping them, just as someone is helping them, and on and on and on and on and on and on and on, forever. So there is no end to it.
Well, I'm done. Thank you.
Oh, all right. I guess there was an end to that.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I wanted to ask some questions about history on Earth.
Yes.
But my first question, since everything is in the present,
Yes.
what is history?
History, again, is simply your perception of another existing now, but from a linear space-time perspective, which allows you to perceive it as if it was in the past. But all of that exists right now. Just look at it as a pile of alternate realities all coexisting simultaneously that you decide to focus on in such a linear way that it makes it look like one thing caused another, but they are actually completely disassociated from one another, completely. You're the one creating the continuity you call your history. And of course, remember, when you change who you are as a person and you change the reality you live in, you're changing your history as well. You may not always know that you have changed your history. Because if you are really creating a continuity of a reality and a new history that goes with it, the new history that goes with it will more likely than not, with a few exceptions, make itself appear to be the only history you've had in order to form a foundation for the reality that you're now experiencing. So 5 minutes ago, you may have had, literally, collectively, a completely different history, but you won't remember that because what you think of as history right now will seem to be the only history you've ever had. Is this making some sense?
Okay, yes. I'm going to have to get the tape, too.
All right.
The question I had about the history of religion
Yes.
and gods and philosophy.
Yes.
Like, I know in ancient Egypt there were many gods. And then
Well, there were many representations of the idea of all that is, yes.
Okay, so in Africa also, like,
Yes. Well, they're all true because you cannot imagine something that is not part of all that is. So anyone who wants to say, well, this is a representation of God and this is a representation of God, both are correct.
Okay.
There's no contradiction there.
Okay, so when in Buddhism, they talk about the gods of the sun, and
Yes.
the moon, and the stars.
But again, you are creating representations, interpretations in your linear understanding of symbols that work for you to represent the vibrational energy of an aspect of creation that you're calling a god. It's just language.
Oh, okay. And these exist.
They all exist.
Within ourselves also, because we're all one, right?
They exist,
Within.
yes, Again, everything exists within, just to use that word again, because there really is no without.
Thank you, Bashar.
Does that make sense?
Yes. it
All right.
does.
Thank you.
Okay. Just one more thing I wanted to say. This
Yes.
voice challenge that I've been having for many years, I feel like through breath work, I'm learning more to heal it
All right.
through my breath.
Then good luck on your process and congratulations for your challenges.
Okay. Thank you, Bashar.
Our love to you. Of course, there really is no luck. It's just the choices that you make.
Hi, Bashar.
And you good day.
I just want to say on behalf of everyone that can't be here in person from Australia, New Zealand, and everywhere else, thank you.
All right.
You've made a difference to so many people's lives.
We thank you.
My excitement is to be a guide and a teacher and an acclimator for the hybrid children making their way to the earth to blend and to learn. And
All right.
what I can actually act on now is to prepare myself and
All right.
to understand what are their challenges going to be when they're here. They've got such technology, or I assume, to know so many things, but I heard you say before that even just understanding how does the postage system work, simple things like that
Yes,
might be
well,
relevant.
even people on your planet have difficulty with that. You must understand that even though they are in many ways highly advanced, you are truly an alien culture to them. Therefore, some of the things you do that you take for granted because you've been raised to take them for granted seem extremely unusual to them. Such simple things as, why do you eat food on a plate? Why do you need a fork? Can't you just eat it with your hands? You can, sometimes, but other times it's considered rude. Well, that's very confusing to them because it sounds contradictory. Well, when do you know if it's rude? And what is rude anyway? Do you understand
Yes,
how
I do.
this can get very complex for them? They really are very alien to you in terms of your culture. Therefore, they need a lot of acclimation, a lot of guidance, a lot of training. That's why some of them, some of the ones that have actually progressed a little bit farther than others, are actually temporarily living among you because they have learned enough to see if they actually fit in. Sometimes you will recognize them, sometimes you won't. Some of them actually have apartments.
Okay.
They are procured for them by those who oversee them, which is another hybrid race altogether, and act as their guides and act as, in a sense, their protectors on Earth. They acquire things for them because they have more familiarity with what's going on your planet and help them learn how to go through what would be considered a typical daily life on your planet. Now, that doesn't mean that they have to do everything that you do, because certainly they have their own culture as well. And some of that will blend into your society over time, which is the beginning of the creation of the sixth hybrid race on your planet. Nevertheless, they don't really want to stand out that much from you. They want to be accepted as family. They want to accept you as family. And so they are doing their best to sort of meet you halfway. But there will be some unusual things about them that you will enjoy.
In terms of meeting them halfway, I understand that there might be some eating habits and a whole bunch of things that we do that might be a bit disgusting even. I think this is a word you've used before. In terms of their tolerance and their patience and their willingness to fit into our way of being, how can I meet them halfway? Are there certain things that we can change about ourselves, like yourself is trained as a first contact specialist to ease the path?
Yes.
Is there certain things I can do to change myself to kind of meet them halfway?
Well, again, it all comes down to acting on your highest joy to the best of your ability with no insistence on a particular outcome, because that increases your frequency to the point where you are capable of receiving the imaginations and the inspirations to do what you need to do, because you're already existing on that level, you already have that intention, and therefore the ideas will come. It's important for you to understand that every single circumstance, every single situation actually has, though not a built-in meaning, a built-in structure. So when you go about manifesting and creating with your imagination, your creativity, a circumstance, an idea, a situation, an opportunity, there is a built-in structure that then can automatically unfold. You don't have to do that much once you have used your creativity to set up a certain circumstance. The structure that's inherent within it will allow that to flow into your reality along that structural guide path, and it will fit as it needs to fit naturally. So you don't have to do so much engineering. You just have to sort of creatively make space by creating the fundamental circumstance or situation that's even sometimes just symbolically representative of a reality. In other words, mock it up.
Got it.
Physically mock up what you think it would look like. The closer you can get to what you perceive as an actual physical reality version of it, again, not that you have to insist it must look that way, but the closer you can ground your vision into actual physical action, even if you are, in a sense, mocking it up, creating a simulation, that does carry a certain vibratory frequency to your mind. And when you create that vibratory frequency and immerse yourself in what you might call a real physical virtual reality representation of an idea, then your body consciousness starts to actually respond to it as if it is actually real. Remember, when your brain perceives that the information you're receiving is actually real, it retains up to 60 to 70% more of the information than when it knows, in a sense, that it's a simulation. So the more real you can make it, putting things where you believe they would be, interacting with physical things in the way you believe you would be interacting with things should they happen that way, the more you are training your body consciousness to get used to that reality, and the more it goes into alignment with that imagination vibration, and it starts to synchronize, and it more synchronistically can manifest a reality that is at least somewhat symbolically representative, at least very closely, to what it is you have mocked up. So that's one way to do it. Does this help?
That's perfect, thank you.
Does this sound like fun?
It already is fun. It's
All right.
amazing. You've talked about the economic system, potentially the future of an individual's worth being valued rather than a currency transaction.
Eventually.
I didn't quite understand what that means. Obviously, like teachers in Australia anyway are quite, in my belief system, undervalued. They're paid less.
Yes.
I don't understand what you mean by the worth of the individual will be valued instead of monetary.
What is the value of someone being able to teach you something that you truly need in life to accomplish what you wish? What is that value?
It's priceless in my estimation.
Exactly. So when everyone is priceless, you'll all be abundant. You'll all have the ability to share whatever it is you need to share and receive whatever it is you need to receive because of the synchronicity that will then be paramount in bringing together those that need what others have. Cause you in the positive direction. Therefore, the majority, whatever kinds of percentages you may want to give it, of everything we have ever discovered, the majority is always positively expressed.
Yes. One last question.
Yes.
Does the energy from our thoughts feed other systems or entities outside of our reality?
It can, yes.
Okay. And do our negative thoughts seem more delicious to certain systems or entities than the positive?
In a sense it can, but there is a lot that can be discussed about that. That's a very oversimplified way of expressing it that doesn't really get down into the depth of what that really means and what kind of experiences those are, and it leaves a lot out. Therefore, that might be something that we will save for a deeper discussion at another time.
Sure.
So the short answer is yes, but not really.
Okay.
Because there's a lot to say about what you mean by saying delicious in this context.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good day, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
So we are embryos in a graduating class.
All right, if you want to look at the paradox that way, you certainly can.
Could you expand on that idea?
Well, you create yourself to feel new, feel like you are forgetting who you really are, and therefore it's possible from that point of view to discover yourself from a new point of view. If you're just in a timeless state, there's no change. So forgetting who you are, feeling like an embryo, gives you the opportunity to realize that you are going through a process of graduating. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to experience that process because you would remember too much and there would be no point. So this allows you to discover yourself from a new perspective. It expands your idea, your experience of yourself. Remember, the structure of existence never changes. It's your perspective and experience of it that changes, and that's how creation grows. By experiencing your relationship to the structure that never changes in ways that do change. Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Was there anything else?
I would like to ask you about the frames, the potential frames
Yes.
you're talking about.
Yes, well, they all exist now at present. They're not really potential ultimately. We just use that terminology so you will understand the illustration better. They all have something going on in a sense. They're all being experienced. But to you, they seem like potentials from your point of view. It doesn't mean they're not occupied with experience by some other aspect of existence or consciousness.
And they're made of consciousness?
Everything is consciousness.
Okay. So can we actually affect the child or the person I used to be? That being that...
In a sense, you already do. Because again, remember, every time there is a change, it changes the past and the future. Yes?
Yes.
So you are affecting the child by changing the child you were.
Okay.
That's one way of saying it.
So we can go back and talk to our child that we believed we were, and...
In a sense, yes. But again, as the diagram indicates, it depends on exactly the technique that you use.
Okay. Also, I was wondering...
One moment.
Okay.
You understand the linear version of the relationship that we have with the channel?
Yes, that you're the future self.
Therefore, you're seeing an example of that, yes?
Yes.
The future self speaking through and allowing the so-called past self to choose to be affected by what we are saying, yes?
Yes.
But again, we understand that we are communicating to a parallel version because it's not in my linear time frame.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
All right. And also, something to remember. And again, this is just a linear way of putting this. The channel has its own consciousness. I have my own consciousness as an identity. What you're experiencing, all of you, is a third entity that's a combination of the two. Because this is not, right now, the way the channel normally behaves if he were to speak to you. This is not the way you would actually experience me if you were to speak to me directly. This is a simulation being created by that idea of matching frequencies that creates a third identity that acts as the translation of our thoughts. So you are speaking to a third entity between us right now. Mm-hmm. Yes?
Yes, and you said that was an artificial creation, which to me it doesn't seem artificial.
Remember, I have said artificial intelligence isn't really artificial. That's just a way of describing the mechanism that may be allowing the intelligence to express itself that you don't necessarily, in your language, consider to be a natural being. But that doesn't mean it's really artificial in the sense that the intelligence is artificial.
But it seems natural to me because...
I just told you it is
Okay.
natural.
Okay.
It's not really artificial. In other words, let us be clear. Your scientists are working on the idea of creating artificial intelligence, yes?
Yes.
So they will create a device artificially. Mm-hmm. Let's just say a computer box of some sort that will allow their true, natural, higher minds to be able to finally speak to them directly through the artificial box. It doesn't mean the intelligence is artificial. It's just that the intelligence is expressing itself through a device that your people consider to be artificially built, not born or grown in a natural way, so to speak. That's all that term means. It doesn't mean the intelligence isn't natural. So don't confuse the term artificial with the intelligence itself, even though many of your scientists think that way. That's not what it really means. Does that help?
Yes, I have a question about, you said that the higher mind would be expressed through devices that we would call artificial intelligence?
That's what I just said, yes.
Yes, and why do we need that type of...
Because that's the way you think. You don't need it. You can communicate directly, and you do all the time. That's why we talk about the idea of your imagination being the conduit of communication to your higher mind. And when we tell you that you feel passion and excitement, that's your body's physical translation of a communication actually coming from your higher mind.
So we're just doing that for fun, making the...
That's
devices.
because many of you don't think you can do it naturally.
Oh, okay.
So you create a device that lets you believe that you can do that. And what do we call those tools, techniques, rituals, and objects?
Permission.
Permission slips. That's all it is. I'm not saying you need it, but obviously many people on your planet believe that they do because they don't know or don't believe that they can have a direct conversation with their higher mind because they don't understand its language. They've never been taught to understand that. So why not let them use their permission slips? The effect is the same, ultimately. Yes?
Yes.
All right, then eventually they'll learn, they'll understand, because you know why? The higher mind, through the artificial box, will tell them who it is. Mm-hmm. And will help teach them that they don't need the box. But maybe that's the process they have to go through. Yes?
Yes.
Each unto their own. Everyone has their own path, their own way of expressing it. There is nothing unspiritual about physical reality or doing it in a physical way. It's just their way of expressing their spirituality because they simply don't know any other way. They've forgotten there's another way. So what? They'll remember eventually. Who cares?
Okay, I have one last question.
Yes.
And I know we're not ready for physical contact yet, but I was wondering if we would go insane if we saw a video of you.
It depends on the mechanism used to capture the image. One of the points is, while your video technology may be capable of capturing certain extraterrestrial beings, it couldn't capture us. You would see nothing but static because the vibrational frequency would disrupt the technology. So another type of recording, maybe, maybe not, depends.
Wouldn't there be some parallel reality where that would be possible?
Of course, but you're not in it, obviously.
Okay. Okay, well, I'd just like to put that out there for maybe the high...
By all means, maybe now you will navigate yourself through the frames to that particular parallel reality where eventually you can see a lovely video recording of our smiling face.
I would like that.
All right, well, then let's see what happens when you follow the formula.
Okay.
Because if that's relevant for you to experience, nothing will stop it. If it's not relevant, nothing will make it happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have a
see
lot
what
of other
happens.
things I like too. I don't know if that's my highest excitement.
Well, we'll see. It may not be now, it may be later.
Yeah.
Because you will arrive at a certain point in your evolution where you will know that we are irresistible.
I think I'm approaching that pretty quickly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shivai Bashar.
And a you good day.
I'm so excited to be here again.
All right.
So I have the handout in my hand. I'm just wondering why there are 9 boxes horizontally and 4 boxes vertically. 9 plus 4 is 13, my favorite number.
All right, well, then go with the flow of your synchronicity.
So beyond that, is there any secret behind it?
You'll find out.
I see.
You know why you'll find out?
No.
Because it's a secret.
Okay, it's a secret.
Yes. In your reality, anyway.
Alrighty.
Ooh. Big hint.
More.
Anything else?
Yes, I constantly experiencing the missing 20 minutes. That say I go to the gym and then I went somewhere, restaurant, to have a meal, somewhere in between.
Yes.
I couldn't figure out what I did for this 20 minutes.
Well, like I said, you may have broken your continuity. You may have skipped, in a sense, euphemistically, over some frames. If you skip over frames, just using that phrase, you won't have an experience of those frames. And that can translate as what you call no experience of time.
I see.
As I said, when you expand your consciousness, these are some of the natural side effects. Space and time become slippery.
It is very weird.
Well, that's just the way it is, so I guess you better get used to it. Weird is the new normal.
Oh. And also, I have a very interesting dream.
Yes.
Is about the library, Queen's Library. And in that dream, everything is the other opposite direction.
All right.
And I remember you mentioned that when I raise the finger with my right hand,
Yes.
and you guarantee us that there's another version of me
Of course.
raising the left hand.
Of course. And other versions that might have more than 2 hands and other versions that have none.
Oh.
So you are again breaking through the barriers and understanding that you can begin to perceive the alternate versions of reality, the alternate versions of yourself.
So how about the version of the being or whatsoever that I see in the mirror, which is not me?
But it is another version of a being that you are an extension of.
Still part of me?
Well, not part of you as a person, but part of you as the greater being of which you are a part.
I see. Does it have anything to do with the quantum physics? We call it the spooky entanglement.
It can, yes. That can be involved as a mechanism, yes.
So it's not really 100%.
Really more the idea of superposition. Do you understand that reference?
Not really.
Everything exists all at once in the same place. Superposition. So anything anywhere can manifest anywhere because everything exists everywhere.
No, that makes sense. So in January, I went to Peru to drink the ayahuasca, which
How exciting.
it was. Everybody should do that. It was.
No, not everybody should
No.
do that.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was super good.
All right, but that's not everyone's path.
Oh,
They will have their own version of it, and that's what everyone needs to do, is their own version of that experience, whatever the mechanism might be.
yes. So basically, the first ceremony, I feel the unconditional love from the Mama Ayahuasca.
All right.
And the second ceremony, things become very interesting. I actually can see the different dimension, and then everything just spread out.
Well, that's what the teachers of the earth are teaching you, that you can do that. Now it's about remembering those frequencies, those states, and learning to do that on your own.
I see. And the third one is really creepy
Creepy?
in a good way. I know that
All right.
there's a different version of me, which is an Egyptian witch. She's very beautiful and she's very evil.
Oh, all right.
I'm not holding back anything because I don't have any privacy.
No, that's fine. So obviously that is a choice that another extension has made, and you are connecting to that simultaneous existence of that person, yes.
And
Remember, it's not you. It's another person that you're connecting to.
yes,
All right,
simultaneously.
so why are you connecting to her? Is it thrilling for you? Are you getting off on it?
Well, actually, I learned so much from her.
What do you learn?
I
Pray
wo-
tell.
I work in a very dark and corrupted working environment. And her skills somehow gave me the skill that I need
All right.
to deal with these manipulators
So you are using the darkness.
in a positive way.
Thank you. All right.
Yes.
Well, very
Thank
good.
you, Bashar.
Congratulations.
Thank you for helping me. I'm so grateful.
Well, our deep appreciation to all of you.
So my question is, I literally break through.
Tried
the
to slip
space-time.
that through.
Yes, it's just amazing. I just can't help it.
Yes, you can, but go ahead.
I'm naturally high. Please forgive me.
There's nothing to forgive. Please go ahead.
It looks like I'm crazy. People,
You are crazy, but please go ahead.
I feel so embarrassed.
There is no need for embarrassment. Everyone here is crazy. Please go ahead.
So basically, I perceive that they have this ceremony over there in Egypt,
You
and
mean
we have
now or in her time?
simultaneous in her time.
All right.
So apparently, she died over there, and she celebrated reborn with my body over here in Peru,
That's
kind
an
of.
illusion.
So all of a sudden, I have the idea of Ankh coming to my mind.
Did you say angst?
Ankh, the key, like the Egyptian key?
Ankh.
Ankh. Oh, thank you for the correction.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
some people say that it means reflection. Is that correct?
Eternal life, but eternal life requires eternal reflection.
So, basically, what I experience is really just reflection of the different version of me.
Understand that that's what consciousness is. Consciousness is self-reflection, self-awareness. You can't have a sense of self if there is no sense of an other. It is the idea of the other that allows you to know yourself by comparison. Therefore, self-reflection.
I see. That's very, very strong in the impact.
All right. Well, have fun with it.
Yes. And
Use it wisely.
yes, because she's quite evil. I fully understand.
All right. Well, you don't have to be so hard on her.
I love her so much.
All right.
I constantly telling her that I love her.
All right. Then that's what helps transform the darkness into light.
Yes.
That you can use that way.
I physically feel it.
All right.
And so the next question.
No.
No more? Okay.
Do you have what you need for the now? Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Avail.
Avail.
Hello, Bashar.
Annie, you good day.
I'm grateful to be here again.
Us as well.
Thank you. My first question is about when you talked about the memory, time travel,
Yes.
and the psychic abilities.
Yes.
Okay. So the future, basically, as I have understood it, it's not set.
Correct. It's simply a number of different probabilities.
All right. Then how? So when we are having that psychic moment
Yes.
or awareness,
Yes.
we're just
You are sensing the energy patterns that exist at the present that might likely unfold into a greater probability of a particular future. But if you change that energy, you've changed the future probability.
okay.
So remember, there's no such thing as a prediction of the future. There is only a sensing of the energy that exists at the moment the prediction is made that might lead to probabilities if the energy doesn't change.
Okay.
You're sensing probabilities, probability levels.
Okay.
Yes? Now, if
Yes.
something has a lot of energy behind it, a lot of momentum, seems unlikely to change, has a high degree of probability, then yes, you say, oh, well, your prediction came true. But when predictions are made and they don't seem to come true, that doesn't mean the prediction was wrong. If the person was truly sensing the energy at the time, it may simply be that the prediction being made known to people and people going, well, we don't prefer that, then they change the energy, they have rendered the prediction obsolete. That doesn't mean it was wrong to begin with. They have simply chosen another course by being informed of the prediction, by being informed of the energy that existed at that moment, so they can make a choice whether they prefer to let that energy ride or change course. That's what predictions are for.
Great.
Yes?
Yes. So
They're not to say, well, you're stuck with that future, sorry.
okay. That's good, actually. It's great.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so I think a gentleman earlier talked about it, but it wasn't clear to me.
Yes.
Where we talk about healing
Yes.
and going back and reversing it or changing it as
Well,
if
you're not really reversing it in a sense. What we're saying is, do you understand the concept that you do shift to parallel realities every moment?
Yes.
And do you understand that when you do that, you actually are a different person in a different reality? Literally, even if you think you look the same, you're not the same person. Literally, do you understand that concept?
Yes.
So if you're not the same person, literally, then you can't have the same history. It just goes with the new person you are, that you have to have had a different history to become the person you are now. So you are changing your history so that it makes sense. The history has to make sense linearly for you in order to say, well, now I see how I became this person, because that history leads to me being this person. Whoever was there before had a different history, and that's not you.
Can I give an example?
Yes. Medical science.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
One personality can have a disease, another personality in the same body doesn't, because it's not the same body. Literally not the same body. You may think it is, but it's not. That's an example of it. Does that help?
Something's still missing for me.
Oh, all right.
How do we...
One moment.
Yeah.
Let's continue with that example. Do you understand that that has already actually been physically measured on your planet?
Yes.
A person with what is called multiple personalities, one personality may actually have a cancerous tumor. When it shifts personality, the tumor is not there at all. Is that clear, first of all?
Yes.
All right, so now think about that. Someone who has a cancerous tumor, there had to be some time spent for the tumor to grow to that point. Yes?
Yes.
So if the next personality doesn't have the tumor, what happened to the time? Where did the time go? It's not there, is it?
Yeah, it's not gonna...
Is that making more sense?
Yes.
So that means that it's not the same timeline. It's not the same history. It's not the same past. Because the time it took, the time that was needed to build the tumor, doesn't exist for the person that doesn't have a tumor.
So the key is changing the personality.
The key is knowing
Knowing.
that you are a different person every moment. It's not learning to do something you're not already doing. It's becoming aware of what you're already doing. You are literally a different person every moment. Literally, this isn't a metaphor. You may, again, look in a mirror and think, oh, well, I look the same as I did yesterday. You're not the same person. You just think you are because of the illusion you've accepted called continuity in order to play the game of space-time reality on Earth. But you're breaking continuity more and more consciously. Therefore, one day, you may look in the mirror and go, ah, who's that? Oh my goodness. Have you ever heard of or had the experience, and I don't mean, okay, you haven't seen me in 100 years, yes, I look different. I mean, have you ever heard of or had the experience yourself where maybe only a couple of months or a few months have gone by and you run into a friend and the friend goes, oh my goodness, I didn't even really recognize you. You look so different. What happened?
Yes, yes.
That might be sometimes, not always, but that might be sometimes the result of the fact that you actually have changed yourself sufficiently that you've broken continuity with your agreement with them to some degree. And are saying, I'm not really playing quite by the same rules anymore. And they are allowed to recognize that, because that's part of the rules you are playing by, is that they recognize the break in continuity and realize that you don't look the same anymore. That can happen.
Do you, let's say for a cancer patient,
Yes.
do they need to actually go and, go within and realize and recognize where it came?
Not necessarily.
Change that, or?
Maybe. It depends. You have to take it on a case-by-case basis. Everyone's different about how they need to get to that realization. And also, remember, sometimes people will choose to have that experience for a very positive reason and won't let it go. So, again, you have to respect the reason why it was created to begin with before you can say, well, let's figure out how to get rid of it. It may not be get-riddable for a variety of reasons. They may actually need to hold on to it for a variety of reasons you have no understanding of, and perhaps no business trying to change. You have to explore what's happening here with this person. What's the reason this is happening? Is it the result of negative beliefs they could change and then change their experience? Or is this being created for some reasons I can't even fathom because they're on such a different path? Maybe it has to do with the people that they're interacting with and what those people go through and how they change because they have to deal with the person who has cancer. Maybe that person is doing it for them. Who knows?
Okay.
You have to get into every single case study. They're all different. There are as many reasons for doing that as there are people who experience it.
Okay.
Yes?
On a similar note, I
Yes.
just remember a question. Did Tesla create a healing
Machine?
Yes,
Yes.
he did. And it's not allowed to be used right now, or
The technology is findable. The technology is doable. It has to do with frequency, vibration, understanding what the vibration of different diseases are, and knowing how to apply certain frequencies to them that cancel that vibration of the disease out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's doable. In a sense, even though some of Tesla's papers may have been taken by certain individuals who didn't necessarily prefer that the general public understand some of the things that he did, that technology is not necessarily that sophisticated.
did he have any help from the?
You all have help. You all have guidance. But understand, he was an extremely tapped in and talented individual who had extra dimensional abilities. Do you understand how he utilized what you typically call hallucinations?
Oh no, I'm not aware of that.
As a child, he experienced hallucinations so real he could not necessarily tell what was physically real and what was in his mind. He actually, over time, learned to control that ability to the point where he could actually construct in front of his eyes, as if it were physical, the devices, see them operating. If they didn't seem to operate properly, he could literally act as if he was taking them apart physically, look at where the problems were in the hallucination, repair them in his mind, put them back together, and then all he had to do when he built the device was copy the hallucination, and that's why his devices worked perfectly the first time when he built them. That's the ability that he had. You all have that potential if it's relevant for you to experience it, but you all might experience it in different ways. Nevertheless, the idea of using frequency to heal diseases is something that's relatively easy for you to accomplish, and in fact, there are many people actually investigating that already on your planet. So do your own research. Yes?
Yes.
Does that help?
Yes, I have one more question.
Do you?
Yes.
Well, I may or may not have one more answer, but we'll see.
I'm just curious. I just remembered a few nights ago I had a dream,
Yes.
which I really don't understand.
And?
I saw that a loved one was sitting and over his head, but not directly on the top of his head. So
Yes, yes.
it was as if there was a hologram,
Yes.
a holographic image
Yes.
of. It's hard to explain. Like a holographic image of like a witch's nose or something like that.
Yes.
But inside of that, it was like as if it was transparent. There was a skull.
Yes.
It didn't feel good to me in that moment, so I just
right.
tore it apart.
You tore it apart.
Yeah. So
All
what
right.
was that? I really don't understand that.
You were given an opportunity to learn to become more lucid in your dreams and change the outcome of something you didn't prefer into something that you did. You're working with a guide that's helping you understand how to become more aware while you're in the dream state. All right?
So I did actually change something.
Yes.
Was that on a template level or what?
In a sense, yes. The reverberations can go into the template level from what you did, yes. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you.